Hey, how's it going? This is Brian with Reclaimed Republic. This is going to be the first video I've done looking back at last week's sales, talking through the items that I sold, how many items, the profit for everything, and then just kind of talking through all of the items, the top 10 items as we get into it. There'll be some other topics along the way as I'm thinking through, sourcing of these items. So stick around and let's get into it. So last week, I had my best week to date, selling 37 items total. That is 36 items I sold on eBay, 1 item I sold on Depop. It wasn't my best week in total dollars. There have been weeks in the past where I sold a lot of very high dollar items. I can think back to a bunch of ink that I bought one time, a big lot, and sold it really fast and for a lot of money. So, But in terms of units, this is the best week I've ever had this past week, which was November 25th, ending Sunday, December 1st. So, like I said, 37 items sold total, 36 on eBay and 1 on Depop. So my total sales for the week was $867.12. Total cost of goods for all those items was $127.65. And that yielded a profit of $564.48, which before taxes, it's a 65% profit. So that's including all the fees, platform fees, promotional fees, and shipping. So there'll be a snapshot right up here that I'll show that, so you'll get to see that. So let's get into the items. I'm just going to go through the top 10 items. Number 10 all the way down to number 1, so a little bit backwards, but we'll go through those and just talk about where they were purchased and the profit per item. So number 10 is this Pampered Chef baking pan. So I picked this up at a garage sale a couple weeks ago for $2. I almost attempted to clean it, and then I looked to see that people are selling these just the way they are. So I listed it for $19.89. Plus shipping, and sold it within about, I'd say a week. So that was a pretty good one. That yielded a $16.20 profit as number 10. Number 9, right up here, is this Yankee Candle. This is a retired scent, this chocolate truffle. I picked this up at a estate sale for $1 and sold it for $22.89 plus shipping. That yielded an $18.55 profit before taxes. So I think I probably missed a lot of Yankee Candles as I've been sourcing over the years, and it wasn't until I saw somebody on a video recently. It was either, I don't know if it was Harry Tornado and they're outsourcing, or Commonwealth Picker, or ADH Dave. It was one of those three because I watch a lot of their content. But I'm talking about Yankee Candles, so now I'm keeping my eyes open for them. And that was a good one. Sold pretty fast. Number 8 is this vintage cell phone lot. So this one I picked up at an estate sale also. They had a big fill-a bag for $5, and I crammed all of these plus some PC video games, some insoles, all sorts of stuff in this bag. Made some pretty good money on it. So I assigned a value of $1.50 to these items and sold them for $24.89 plus shipping for a profit of $19.02. Number 7 is this Confetti Cake Pop Body Mist Spray by Bath & Body Works. It's a retired scent also. It was, I think, 95% full. Whenever you get a used perfume or spray, you can sell it in antiques and collectibles under perfumes. You can't sell it as a brand new perfume in the perfume section. eBay will smack you around on that, but you can list it in collectibles. So I did that, paid $3 for it, sold it for $29.89 plus shipping for a $22.18 profit. This 6th item, these are Attens men's guards. It's like an incontinence cup that you put in your britches. I was at a garage sale a couple weeks ago, and they had a bunch of very modern, like Hobby Lobby type home decor stuff, and I wasn't finding much. I picked up one Revereware little pot saucepan with a lid for a few dollars, and I saw these boxes that were brand new, just said Men's Guards on the boxes, and didn't even have a description. So I just typed in the model number in Google, and they popped up, and I looked at the sell-through rate. It was really high. So picked them up for all 3 items for $10. So the 2 boxes, I listed them for $19.89 per box, paying $3.50 a box for them. And again, high sell-through rate, and sold them really quick. So those guards were $6.75 cost for the 2 boxes. The person bought both, and it was $39.78 selling, which was a $26.17 profit. And the nice part was I didn't have to box them to ship them. I just put a little shrink wrap and a little bit of tape around the outside to hold them together and shipped them like they were. Number 5, this was a fun one. I was at a garage sale I'd been to before, and talking to the guy and just walking around, and I have a tendency to look, right here or right here at all the stuff. He had stuff on shelves and tables, and I sometimes forget, and I have to go walk back through and look on the ground and up high, because people don't pay attention to that stuff. And I looked on the ground, and I see these really dirty Craftsman toolboxes. They're the plastic toolboxes that you can put underneath or behind a truck seat, which, if you go back a handful of years when people had lots of space behind their old, 80s model square body trucks, it was so common to see toolboxes behind those. So I picked up this big toolbox, and I opened it, and there's a small toolbox inside. And he knew that. He pointed it out, and so ended up paying $4 for the 2 box. The sell-through rate on these things is awesome. So picked it up for 2, sold it for $39.89 plus shipping, for a $31.80 profit on this toolbox. Next thing we have, this was a weird one. Whenever I saw it, and I saw Lufkin on it, I know Lufkin makes tape measures and a lot of measuring type stuff, and it had a like plumb bob on the end, a brass plumb bob. I had no idea what it was, and so I looked it up, and it turns out it is a depth gauge. So you'll use it. You see a lot of people with sticks, but the people that drop off gas in gasoline tanks. So if you're trying to, or a well, if you're trying to, gauge the depth of a well, or some kind of in-ground tank, they'll use this. So it was a pretty cool piece. We were at an estate sale. They happened to, it was at like 2:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and they said anything under $20 now costs $1. Well, it was marked at like $16. So I grabbed it and turned $1 into $44.89 plus shipping for a $37.44 profit. $37.44 profit. That was a good one. It was a really unique find. I really enjoyed finding that. Third best flip of the week is this Philips Norelco shaver. So I went to a garage sale in a real nice neighborhood here in Oklahoma City. They had a lot of modern decor type stuff, and I saw these shavers, and I was like, I'm going to pay attention to these. I typically wouldn't. I did see on Commonwealth, I think it was on his Flipper channel, when he was shipping some razors, he had bought a bunch at a garage sale, and so it was in good condition. It had extra heads on it, an extra pack of blades or heads, had different attachments and all sorts of stuff that went with it, and was able to pick it up for $8 and sold it pretty fast for $59.89 plus shipping, for a $40.76 profit. So number 2, this is why I love Google Lens. Right here, this circulating pump, I picked it up at an estate sale. We were up in this attic over a garage, and there was all this random weird stuff, and I just saw this pump sitting here, and I picked it up, and it was heavy, and it was brand new, and I thought it was worth a look. So it was worth some money, not a super high sell-through rate, but the profit was going to be good. So I was able to pick it up for $10. I waited for about 60 days and sold it for $99.89 plus shipping, for $79.06 profit, which I thought was worth it. And then this first item, best flip this week, was this Nikon Coolpix camera. I looked it up whenever I was at the garage sale. I knew it'd sell pretty fast. I've had it for about 45 days. I did pay up, paid $30. It was in great condition, had all the manuals, everything in the box. It was used. She said it was brand new and was asking $50 for it. But after looking at it, I said, I need to pay you less. And I offered her $30. She took it. So I was able to pay $30, sold it for $129.89 for an $81.09 profit. So that was a pretty good one. Yeah, it was a great week last week, at least for me. I don't know about for everybody else. So one thing I noticed about sales last week is the promoted listings that are selling. So of those top 10, 4 of them were promoted listings. So 40% of the top 10 items were promoted listings. And of just the orders that I shipped earlier today, 3 of the 4 were promoted listings. So I typically promote, unless it has an ultra high sell-through rate, like those men's guards, I didn't promote them. That Craftsman toolbox, I didn't promote that. There's lots of things if it has an ultra high sell-through rate. If it's 100%, I don't promote it. But I typically promote around 2 to 3%. If there's something that's ultra competitive and has a maybe 50% sell-through rate, then I might promote it at 5% if I've got enough profit in there, just to bump up, shrink down my selling time so I can turn it faster and turn my cash. That's a personal preference. I know there are people who don't promote anything and think it's stupid, and then some people who promote everything and promote it 5, 8, 10% all the time. So it's just really up to how you want to run your store. But I've been doing it. It seems like right now, especially, it seems to be paying off because as I'm seeing sales come through with promoted listings. One thing I do too is I'm actively working offers, sending offers. I haven't looked at the numbers, like calculated it, but I think I'm getting somewhere in the range of probably a 5% flip rate. So whenever I send an offer, I'm getting somebody to hit on that offer and buy the item. Again, I don't have any data to back that up. I can see whenever people are accepting those offers and how that goes. So I definitely, some of the items I shipped today were on an offer, and then some of the items that I sold last week were on offers. So again, probably about 5% for my store. And my store is about, right now, it's at 350 items. It was about 365, and I was trying to list to keep up with the sales, and it's gone down a little bit. So I'll be listing a bunch of stuff the next couple of days to get that count back up and keep feeding the eBay beast. But yeah, if you want to see more about the sales, the other 27 sales from last week, in the short section of my channel, you can see each day I'm posting what sold the day before, so you can go see those in detail. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you like content like this and find value in it, consider subscribing. I really appreciate you watching. Have a great day.